Yo, what is good, Lottery Stocks fam? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel. If you're new today, we got a lot of stuff to cover. Hopefully you guys are all enjoying your weekend. Tomorrow is Super Bowl Sunday, which we will talk a little bit about. But today, after midnight, we got a post from Ryan Cohen with no caption whatsoever. But it is a picture with Michael Saylor, which is pretty important, honestly. So we're going to talk about it. Watch until the end of the video. Like the video if you find value out of the video or enjoy watching, or just want to support the channel. And also drop a comment down below. As many of you have seen over the past month, I have had somebody clearing the bots out. I'm paying somebody to clear the bots out of the channel, so that way I actually can see the comments and respond to you guys. So that has been great so far. Okay, so first things first, we'll just jump into it. A little bit of speculation. Also, I want to touch on AMC and GameStop's chart after I touch on those, after we cover some tin. I'm going to give you two short squeeze plays that you have to put on your radar. So this video is a little bit of a gold mine. And then at the end, I'm going to give you two undervalued stocks, one of them having a catalyst this week. Okay, so first of all, we're going to cover some light tin. First of all, is Michael Saylor wearing the same clothes as he was back here when he posted February 5th, new brand, same strategy? Well, yeah, he is technically, but the guy could just have been wearing the same outfit, or Ryan Cohen posted a picture 3 days later for some odd reason. He waited for that time frame. Next, we have the reflection, right? Who's taking the picture? You can see a reflection right here. This zoomed in, people are wondering, first, is it Pult? Okay, which is a GameStop advocate over on Twitter. It does kind of look like him. It actually does look very, very similar. Big forehead. As well as potentially Brett Icon. Some people are speculating that it's other people as well. You guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. Now, obviously the elephant in the room is, did GameStop purchase Bitcoin? Well, I want to give a shout out to 3Antons on Twitter. And I remember seeing this post when it came out, but he posted on December 1st, 2024. Talking a little bit about the subject. He says, now that no filings, 13Gs, have been made, it's becoming very clear that Ryan Cohen's YOLO post was referring to him actually purchasing Bitcoin for the GameStop balance sheet, which did not come to fruition, and we'll talk about it. Michael Saylor, GOAT, has been proven and perfected the Bitcoin game. The only thing that's missing is MS, which is MicroStrategy, has to now find another CEO to replicate the Bitcoin game in order to consistently add buying pressure to Bitcoin. Reminder, Michael Saylor, Ryan Cohen, Elon, etc., they're all on the same team, the Trump team. We have seen Ryan Cohen first post this YOLO post. He also posted at, I believe it was after Trump, like 600 times. I don't know. He put that in one post, right? You guys remember that, Trump, all caps, right? They're all on the same team. Trump is the best thing that happened to Bitcoin/crypto. Bitcoin/crypto is the best thing to happen to Trump. GameStop now has enough capital to purchase Bitcoin and replicate MicroStrategy's business of issuing convertible loans in exchange for more Bitcoin. The more Bitcoin they purchase, the more convertible loans they can issue, rinse and repeat. If my theory is true, GameStop will have to report it at its quarterly filings December 10th. After that, prepare to land on the moon. Okay, so we didn't see this guy's theory play out just yet. And the next earnings for GameStop is on a Wednesday, March 26th. So it is a little bit of a ways from now. Now, Ryan Cohen's a smart guy. Okay, first things first, disregarding all the tin, we can kind of just say that a lot of rich people, billionaires, millionaires, any wealthy people who get together are likely getting together for base reasons such as just networking and bouncing ideas back and forth. However, sometimes there are some specific combos that you don't see coming that also line up with some theories that the community has had. On top of that, Ryan Cohen posting it, no caption. He could just be doing this to stir up the GameStop community, or it could really mean something. Now, if GameStop did purchase Bitcoin, they would have had, like this post says, okay? So you want to look at this post and correct my dates if I'm wrong, right? I didn't look too deep to confirm these things, but if GameStop has purchased Bitcoin, or Ryan Cohen has purchased Bitcoin, they would have had to do so after December 10th, okay? So if you look at the chart after December 10th, right here, you can see December 11th, there was a big buy on Bitcoin, pushing it up from 96,000 to 101,000. The following days, it went up to 108. But now, either way, you would be about break even. And I only say December 10th because they didn't have to report anything. Now, given there is a little bit of a different theory here, right? Because we saw Ryan Cohen put recently his shares into his own name over from his LLC. Could this be for tax reasons? Could this be to avoid regulatory scrutiny for potentially some moves that he's making in the future with his money, with his shares? Well, put that aside, let's take a look at why GameStop might buy Bitcoin. So obviously they have $4.6 billion in cash reserves. So they have the liquidity to make a sizable Bitcoin purchase. Also anticipating Bitcoin's going to go higher. Many institutions anticipate that. Ryan Cohen's strategy, oh yeah, and on top of that, it's not just going to bring more retail in, but it's likely to bring more institutions into GameStop, just like you saw with MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy is trading at an insane premium, almost double their market cap should be, or triple or whatever, just because of their Bitcoin holdings. And there's already tons of institutions in GameStop as well. Now, Cohen is also known for unconventional moves, and Bitcoin could align with his long-term anti-inflation hedge, potentially. Michael Saylor, and there's potentially Michael Saylor's influence. If Cohen is discussing Bitcoin with Saylor, it may suggest at least some level of consideration with Bitcoin. GameStop's leadership and retail investor base often challenge traditional finance, aligning with Bitcoin's ethos. However, why they might not invest into Bitcoin is because GameStop has a core business to sustain as of right now. Okay, that could very well change. They're closing brick and mortar stores that don't get a lot of business or have a lot of crime. And that's not really true because they have dipped their toes in other markets like the NFT space and so on and so forth. A public company making a Bitcoin bet invites SEC and shareholder concerns, but not in this case, right? Shareholders back what this guy does, and we probably think that that would be a good move. And on top of the SEC thing, MicroStrategy is doing it in front of everyone's face, and it is doubling their market cap, right? GameStop has previously explored blockchain and NFTs. Saylor could offer insights into leveraging Bitcoin or blockchain for business innovation. So he could just be giving Cohen some ideas. He could be giving Cohen strategies for handling GameStop's cash reserves, or they could be discussing some sort of collaboration, such as GameStop integrating Bitcoin payments or working with MicroStrategy in some capacity, which would also cook short sellers over at MicroStrategy, potentially. Now, one other thing as well that they're meeting up, no matter if it's a networking thing, no matter if it's Cohen purchasing GameStop, they are both outspoken against Wall Street manipulation. So they might be discussing something broader, something more macro. These are all the things that we have to focus on. Now, I talked about it yesterday. I literally said it in yesterday's video, just a tiny sprinkle of tin. The Roaring Kitties Kansas City Shuffle. Now, Adam Aaron is tweeting about it twice, given the Super Bowls tomorrow, so this tin could have no backing to it and stay for the charts. He says, as many of you know, AMC was founded in Kansas City 105 years ago in 1920. We have been based there ever since. For the 5th time in 7 years, the Chiefs are Super Bowl bound. Who do you think will win the game, and why do you think so? Now, yes, I know you guys are going to come at me for answering down here. Eagles, but a close game. I only say that I do think Chiefs are a potentially better team, but I just think it's more fun going for the underdog. Also, Eagles has good defense, but I also don't know what I'm talking about, so I don't really care who wins, so just relax. But he also posted this, Kansas City and the Eagles. So is this the Kansas City Shuffle? Are we going to see some stuff start to happen? We also have a little bit more tin from somebody over on Twitter, just dropping me a DM, and feel free to do this, guys, and take this with a grain of salt. He quotes Roaring Kitties ET post. This one, ET leaves the kid and the red dog behind. What if that's GameStop and Chewy? Now, this is where we kind of disagree. I don't think he would leave GameStop. I think maybe this did have to do with Chewy, right? And then something else. I'm not too sure. And then you had this tweet by him as well. What if the requel makes people mad because it's not the same stock that runs this time? Imagine, okay, we'll get into the next part in a second, but basically talking about a requel, talking about movies, okay? Talking about movies. Now, imagine he shows what's in the box and it's something like this, right? The Office, World's Best Boss, or something like that, right? This is actually some pretty interesting tin, right? It would make people think of this picture as well, box office, okay? Hinting at potentially AMC. So I just found this interesting. And you could correlate this as well with Adam Aaron saying, keep talking about the pounce, the pounce, the pounce. What pounce is a cat, right? Cats pounce. So what's in the box? Is that the wild card? Is that AMC, right? Who knows? Moving on to the charts. We talked about the RSI coming below the mid-range at the 50 on GameStop, which is pretty important because it shows that we've opened up a spot to run higher, okay? GameStop has cooled off. On top of that, AMC has cooled off as well, breaking below the oversold on the 30 on the RSI. And we are coming very close to what we think is going to be that move up. I am just excited, to say the least, for March coming into summer. I'm pretty excited for that. Now, I'm going to give you 2 short squeeze plays. Subscribe to the channel and have post notifications on. But more importantly, if you want to level yourself up even further, the Discord is the top link in the description of the video, where I'm in there on the daily. We talk stocks and crypto all day long. Best vibes, best family in there, guys. I understand completely if you're hesitant on a Discord server. Don't worry about it. I used to be the same way. But think of it this way, right? It's cheaper than a gym membership, likely, and it will also probably pay your bills. Again, nothing's a guarantee, but we have option sweep alerts in there, market news, analyst grades, high success trade flow, and you can see my trades as soon as I take them. Best people, best vibes. You can ask any questions. There are no bad questions. Whether you're just starting or you're advanced, this is the place to go. The link is in the top of the description. There's plenty of other benefits in there, so get in there. Very, very briefly, the first one has been talked about and called out in Discord a while back. That is sitting at a 370% short interest, which is just disgusting. It's insane. Now, we did take a little bit of a scalp on this on Friday. It was up 124%. Then after hours ran up over 20% again. Cooled off a little bit before closing overnight trading. This one is MGOL, MGO Global Inc. Keep this one on your radar. We have had a ton of volume, but based on the 4-hour chart, this thing could potentially be over here and start scaling back down. It's just something to keep on your radar. Seeing the high short interest and volume coming in, this could be the beginning of squeezing shorts out of their positions. On top of that, there's no options chain. Okay, so we've seen something like this with GNS, where some of these stocks just like to move higher without that options chain manipulation by market makers. Now, short interest for this one is at 11%, which is still pretty solid for a normal company. This is Lightbridge Corporation, LTBR. This is the weekly chart, getting a lot of volume, starting to curl higher, retest highs with a full body candle, was up 35% on Friday. This one could be primed for a massive breakout and squeeze to the upside. Okay, so keep this one on your radar as well, guys. Let's talk about the SPY really quick. We got rejected off of the top of this parallel channel and sold off with the same exact pattern playing out right here as that has been, and the same back here as well. Testing the top of these and breaking to the downside. Now, if the SPY opens green on Monday, you could play out something like this, where the SPY decides it wanted to get this cool off and then break into a new high, which will bring you between 616 and 621. And then maybe we play out that pattern again before crashing. Okay, that's bullish case scenario. Bearish case scenario is you just mimic the pattern that the SPY has been trading in, and you likely come down, you get this breakdown. This is my custom indicator that I have that I'm working on right now with Lux Algo. I probably shouldn't have slipped this in there, but if you're watching till this far in the video, you deserve to hear it. Okay, but you're likely to see some sort of pattern play out like this, where we come back down to 590.50 or something along the lines of that. Now, what's affecting the market is the December jobs report have been revised, which we called out, and we did enter puts on the SPY. 307,000 jobs added for the month, up from 256,000, which is the strongest jobs report since March of 2024. We also have U.S. consumers' 12-month inflation expectations surging to 4.3%, which is the highest since November of 2023, marking a 1.7% point jump over the past 3 months, the largest surge since February of 2020, which also largely exceeded expectations of 3.3%. Moreover, 5 to 10 year inflation expectations rose to 3.3, the highest since June of 2008 and above estimates of 3.2. Meanwhile, consumer sentiment fell to 67.8 points in February, which is the lowest in 3 months. What does this all mean? It means inflation is still a major issue for most Americans. Lastly, banks now have a record high net short position on gold. The perfect storm could be brewing. Overall, guys, to close out the video, I'm going to give you these last two stocks that I told you I would give you. First of all, we have a very important earnings week once again this week. Speaking of earnings, we have had Elf. What a tragedy. But is it really a tragedy? I call this a dip buy opportunity. This is a stock that you know that I like, and I will be adding to my long-term portfolio as this thing continues to sell off. Down 20% on Friday, trading at $71. Unfortunately, and fortunately at the same time, the stock could make a move all the way down to $50. And if we break below that and the market decides to crash, I would be loading up between 38 and 32 bucks on this stock. The next stock that I want to talk about, on top of that, we got a head and shoulders pattern on the chart, and it is panning out the head and shoulders pattern. So what does that mean? Well, let's take a look and actually tell you where the stock is likely to come down to. I'll tell you right now, all you have to do is grab the measurement, right? And that will give you a price target on ELF of about 46 to 50 bucks, which is where I will be loading up as well. Okay, I'm probably going to add 60-ish% of my position there, and then any lower than that, coming into that zone, I will be loading up more. Now, last but not least, I want to talk about Super Micro Semiconductor SMCI Tuesday after close. This thing has been running higher. It's still very oversold, and I do think this is a dip buy opportunity. I think I might run calls on this for SMCI to get back above 55 bucks. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. That is what I got for you guys for today's video. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl. I love you all. God bless. Lottery stocks out. Now, if you want to potentially get Discord paid for a month or a year, I don't know how much they'll give you, but the second link in the description is for a free broker. It's Moomoo. If you sign up through my link and deposit into your account, they're going to start giving you free stocks, each valued up to $2,000 per stock, up to 30 free stocks, and you're getting 8.1% APY on your uninvested cash, access to level 2 order book data for free, trading options, going long, going short, viewing other exchanges, and more as a retail trader. So go press those links, guys.